But I don't want to be a wife of, and then whatever you want to fill Cody's title of, whether it's wife of Cody or wife of a CEO.
Our own identity.
I want to be the CEO.
Coming to a
right.
Being like quote unquote outsiders.
Right.
Coming in, we want to make our own
name. So Brady, I have a question for you. What's it like when the corn is high, but the chaos is higher?
It's a lot of things, but it's never boring. This is the Farm Wife Files, life between the rows. Episode number 12. Seems weird that we're kind of getting up there.
Yeah.
From starting at 1, it seems a little odd.
We just keep on climbing.
Yep. Keep on grinding, which is kind of the topic of today's episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, today we're talking about being farm wives, but also not only full-time jobs, if we have them, but also different side gigs, side hustles that we have or don't have.
Mm-hmm.
You dabble a lot.
I
dabble
do.
is not even a good word to give you because you're busy.
I am.
But you love it.
I do. I really, really do like all of the different streams that I'm involved in.
Yeah.
But
you have a good variety too.
I do. Things. I definitely do. Which we can get into that. So I obviously help out on the farm, work full time for a nonprofit, and then I own a wedding and event rental business with a friend of mine who's a mutual friend also with you, and we stay as busy as we want to be with that. And then I teach part-time at the college.
Yep.
And then I do some volunteer work for a golf tournament.
Yeah.
So that's a large majority of my
the list goes on and
side things. Yeah.
Yeah. My stuff looks a little bit different. During this episode, I'll touch a little bit on my candle business that I had before, and then very early kids, and then decided to transition from that. But now my side hustles aren't necessarily income related, but because I do stay at home and kind of get into that lonely bubble sometimes, I have a lot of different niches. I'm president for our PIA, the Plymouth Improvement Association, which is for our community, and I love that. I also have a mom's group through our church that I've been going to for probably a little over a year. And then this year, I wouldn't say leadership role, but helping out with the planning of the get-togethers. So that's been fun. And then I also try to do a little mom's group just with some different moms here in town. And then our book club. So I kind of dabble in just things to keep me busy, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, as you know, I'm always planning a party or hosting or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just some different stuff. What would you say? Do you look forward to all your things? Is there a side hustle that you maybe didn't think would be a side hustle, but you were let's start this, see how it goes? But you're such a planner, maybe not. Maybe you thought...
Yeah.
Maybe you always knew the things you were partaking in were going to grow into something.
I think it's really hard. Of course we have these, magical ideas that float around in our head when we start something new. This is going to be great, and we're going to be so successful, or something like that, and then realistically it doesn't happen.
Right.
So, would I be lying if I said that I didn't have those thoughts? No. So I at least am aware of that. Do I think I would be in the position that I am today when I did start XYZ? No. For the golf tournament, for example, even though
that's a huge thing.
It is. And so that's with the PGA. So there's the actual...
I know nothing about golf.
Okay, so
nothing.
PGA, Professional Golfers Association. So the big names like Scotty Scheffler, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and
Tiger Woods is the only one that does anything for my brain.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just literally am so ignorant when it comes to golf. I have no idea.
So there's the PGA, which is the top, that's the NBA or the NFL
okay, thank
of
you. Yes.
golf. Okay.
Yeah. Relate it to football terms and we're good.
So same thing. Okay. And then there's the Corn Ferry Tour, which is what I help out with. There's a tournament specifically on that tour that I do.
Okay.
And I'll get into that a little bit, but that is like the semi-pros. They're still pros. They absolutely only golf full time, and that is their profession.
Okay, but they're like newbies at it?
Yeah, or they might be like doing the Corn Ferry Tour for a few years and they have to get a card. So it's called a tour card.
Okay.
And so there's different points that you win, like throughout the whole tour that's happening. And then once you get your tour card, that's when you can go play in the PGA.
Okay.
So there's a lot more details that go into it. However, there's one tournament on the Corn Ferry Tour that happens in Omaha that I have been a part of for going to be 10 years.
I was going to say, since I've known you, that's been a big deal every year.
Yeah, so I started with that. I graduated high school, and then that summer I started with the Pinnacle Bank Championship. And
now, was that something you were approached for? Is that something you sought out?
I was approached.
Okay.
Funny story, my old high school science teacher actually approached me, and she was just like, I do this. I think you would really enjoy it. Because I always enjoyed the concession stands, or when I would have like a off block or, period in high school, I would go help with the concession stands before the football games or basketball games or whatever.
Even in high school, you were always doing something to keep busy.
I just needed to. Well, and I knew that I couldn't leave. I lived 20 minutes away. I had practice after school or whatever. And so there was just give me something to do type
Kill
thing.
time.
So I would be able to do that. Well, so she approached me and she's like, I think you would really enjoy it. So I came out and I fell in love with it, and then I was approached later on in the years to take on the director role through them. So then I manage, or help at least manage, a lot of the volunteers in what we call our distribution. So essentially we're in charge of all of the beer or non-beer products or non-alcoholic products on the course. So people come, they pay, they buy a ticket to go watch these pros play golf, and it's a party and it's lots of people. And so essentially we go deliver all of these drinks out on the course. Players to people watching to literally
just serving
anyone.
Everybody there.
Yes. So that's what so then I manage all of the intake. I need to make sure that I order enough, or they do a lot of the ordering, but then I need to inventory throughout the whole, and it's 4 full days, and you get there at 5 o'clock in the morning and
the
you're
Snapchats
leaving.
You're sending me, you're just dead.
Yeah, you're literally dead after, but there's concerts. It's so fun. So I do that, but 10 years is...
That's crazy.
Yeah, and next week, I believe, just next week, I'm going to be going for a meeting up in Omaha for that tournament. So there's just a lot of things. It doesn't just happen 1 week out of the year. Right. I mean, there's planning and lots of it.
So that's one that you've been doing for a long time, and you still find that fulfillment and enjoyment from. That's great.
Yeah. So that's super fun. I do think that there's some times where I get into these moods with some of my jobs. If I have a really good group of students that I really gel with when I am teaching, I have no problem going in and having a happy face. Yes. And not saying that I don't enjoy it. Yes. But there's sometimes where I'm I know I'm going to have this difficult conversation with the student, and I'm really not looking forward to it. And
that age is hard.
Yes.
Where they haven't really lived a lot of life yet.
And some of there's one class that I do teach that I could have a 45-year-old in the class, and I can have a 16-year-old in the same exact class. And
I hadn't thought about that.
Trying to teach that is hard sometimes.
Yeah, because that's two completely different brains.
Yeah.
Let alone person to person, but just age difference, that's crazy.
Right. And so sometimes I get in this weird little rut with that specific, and same with the wedding stuff. I think you just get so busy. I mean,
well, that's kind of blown up for you guys. I mean, it started and it was kind of wham bam, thank you ma'am. Hey, there's a event planner, and I don't know if planner is the right word, but we've
transitioned. Yeah, we used to do a lot more planning of events, and then Brooke got pregnant, and she looked at me one day and she's like, I just don't want to do this. And I was just like, girl, you could have told me this 5 months ago and I still would have agreed with you.
Yeah.
Like, not that we didn't enjoy it, but it just took so much of our time and energy. And at that point, we were so, like, green in knowing how much to charge.
Well, and I think you were still trying to figure out, like, your quote-unquote niche. Like, what you wanted your business to look like exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So that was probably hard to tell people no when you're first starting out, because it's like you want the customers and you want to put your name out there, especially in a small town. But you're not quite sure what you want it to look like yet or how much you want to be doing.
And that's exactly what ended up happening.
Yeah, and I mean, you've been doing that what now?
It was in 2022 is when we technically started.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 years.
Yeah.
Seems like it's been.
I mean, conversations started before we got married. Cody and I got married. But I was like, I'm not doing it until I'm like, let me get
my
through
stuff done.
Yeah, please. But yeah, so that has definitely blown up and it's been really, really good and I love it. But also really early mornings and really late nights sometimes. And just doing business in a small town can be mentally exhausting. Too.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I think you're always going to have haters.
Oh, for sure.
Coming from a small town, unfortunately. It's people just don't want to see each other succeed for whatever reason.
Right.
But, yeah, anyway, if you're getting married here soon or in the future, reach out to Silk and Slate.
Yeah, we also travel, so.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Right.
As much as we want to travel.
Yeah.
But.
Depends how nice you are. And then
or even.
We'll see.
It also just is not all just like wedding stuff too. Like for example, I did that balloon garland for the trunk or treat for Halloween.
You've helped me with plenty of parties.
Yeah.
Gender reveal for Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, that was a stressful time.
Yeah, that was. Tell what happened. Well, okay. I probably wouldn't have, like, I never would have had these expectations of you just for people out there that want to hire Addie and Brooke to do certain things. You probably only would have done, like, the decorations and the balloon arch, but where you're such a good friend of mine, I was like, so can you find out the gender and do the powder? Which, obviously, I don't think that's something you would cover as, like, your doing business for other people that you don't really know. But, yeah, tell your story.
Yeah, so Brady is like, hey, can we do this gender reveal? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, not really, but, I mean... We ultimately said yes, and of course I would do anything for you and Tyler and first baby, and actually first baby in the friend group too.
Exactly, and I was going to say, like, farmers, first baby, of course we made a huge to-do about it.
Right. So when you said, oh yeah, can you know the gender, I came and picked up that envelope and then I opened it and I recorded myself and I sent it to you and I was super excited, and then so of course I started getting this powder and all, because you said, oh, I want to put it in this tractor, and then turn on the tractor, and it's, like, everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. So, like, I at least knew kind of what to do.
But you and I, which the guys didn't think of it either. No. We didn't think of the logistics of...
What... Yeah, so we ended up... my poor husband. I love you, Cody. Of course, he gets drug along so much. Caleb gets drug along more.
Oh, yeah, Brooke. Your husbands are totally... I actually, this is kind of a side note, but when we did the anniversary party, and you know, obviously Cody was there helping set up and stuff, and I'm like, aren't you so glad Addie has this, you know, being sarcastic, because he's, like, hanging pipe and drape and doing all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, I really like it. He's like, it's really good for Addie. Just never thought I'd help this much. Thought it'd kind of be her thing. Like, well, you're being really graceful about it.
Well, and here's the thing. I could say, yeah, I could do it. I've put up 50 feet of pipe and drape in an hour. It's fine. I can do it. But when I have a 6'5" husband, I'm using you to my advantage.
Yeah,
you're going to go put up this pipe and drape.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, back to your gender reveal. I bring Cody along and I said, okay, I had to hide the powder from him because he would have slipped up and told Tyler.
Yes,
so it's literally just me that knows this gender. And so finally, literally 2 seconds, not 2 seconds, but 2 minutes before you guys are arriving, I said, we need to dump this powder in, and this is when you're going to find out the gender, and you need to zip your mouth and not say anything. So he looks and he goes, oh, it's pink. I said,
Was there a little bit of disappointment in that for him?
I don't think so. Obviously he was like, it's not my kid type
Right.
thing. Like, it is what it is. But I think he was like secretly hoping it was a boy, but that's
Right.
just a
Well,
farmer
for Tyler,
thing.
yeah.
I think he was hoping it was a boy for Tyler.
Yes.
And so we pour it in the
In the exhaust of the tractor, yeah.
And so, and then all of a sudden I start screaming. I'm like, stop, because there's holes at the bottom and we had no idea.
This is dumping pink powder all over the
ground.
driveway.
And
Yeah.
mind you, it's not like a concrete driveway. It is a dirt driveway. You can't just sweep it up in a pile and put something over it. Like, you can't do it. So we're like, all right, sounds good.
I think you actually texted me, didn't you?
So finally I said, because I think we still shared each other's locations at that time or something along that line. And so I saw that you guys were coming. Somehow I knew that you were just
and
down
you were like,
the road.
I would never text you, which I know you wouldn't. But you're like, I need you to not show up right now.
I know.
Because it's all over the ground.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
And literally I knew that you guys were showing up like
Yeah.
shortly about that time. And here you guys come. Like, I did text you and I said, wait at the end of the driveway because it's so far down that you're not going to see if it's blue or pink where the tractor was. And so we get it, Cody and I scramble, we get it cleaned up. I have a black sweatshirt. The exhaust is a black pipe, so that makes sense. And I have a black sweatshirt in my car. I also live out of my car, it shouldn't surprise me that I had one, but I thankfully did.
No offense to you, but your car is not like a type A person owns it.
No.
And you are type
actually,
A.
Right now, it looks very good.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Mine does not. I'm covered in baby
but
toys.
correct. My car is usually, I live out of it. Like, that's ultimately what happens. And I grab this sweatshirt and I wrap it around this exhaust and no one could tell.
It looked really good still. You could not tell at all.
Unless you like specifically were looking, you're like, oh, what is that?
Well, and we kind of had the tractor turned a certain way.
It was angled a little bit.
Yeah, it was angled, so you couldn't necessarily see that whole side of it, which also helped.
Yeah. And then so when it ended up happening, it was Aaron and I holding the confetti.
Which that
cannons.
was super cute too.
Yeah.
That was a cute addition.
And then Cody's in the tractor.
But it did awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as coming out, I was nervous there wasn't going to, because we're like, how much powder do we dump in this
And I
thing?
didn't even dump all of it in there.
Yeah, that was nuts. And it looked really good. And then of course, we find out everybody's excited. It was an awesome moment. And Cody goes to turn off the tractor because he's the one that started it. And Tyler's telling him to keep it rolling because he was so worried about the powder being in there.
He was so mad that he's like, you're not going to put this powder in my tractor.
I know.
Like, yeah, we are. Deal with it. I already bought it. So.
And it's Matt's tractor. And he's like, I don't care.
I know.
Oh, that was such a good moment. But yeah, anyway, all kinds of events. The anniversary party, that was another one.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just do weddings.
No, and
lots of stuff.
And that's what actually I think I enjoy about that side hustle the most is I'm able to be a part of so many different people's life events.
How fun.
Yeah, bridal shower to baby shower to gender reveal to a wedding to an anniversary party. There's so many like fun life events that we're a part
huge
of.
Milestones.
Yeah.
That is a fun time.
So I do enjoy that part of it.
Good.
And then you started the little candle business. And I should say little very lightly because it did grow.
I don't even know how it really began, honestly. There was one Christmas that I wanted candles and I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll sell them. Like, why not? Something fun to do. I don't even know what year I started it. But yeah, I made like 4 little 8-ounce jars. And it was like spiced gingerbread, Winter Wonderland, Tree Farm, and Frosted Cranberry. And through all the years I did it, those were 4 that stuck through my Christmas collection. And then I think I made those 4 and I'm like, ooh, these turned out really good. Like, maybe I could really, like, make a big hobby or even a business out of this. So P-Town, a little local business here in Plymouth, they have, like, a boutique and a coffee shop and whatnot. And they're like, we would love to sell some of your candles. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, then they led to 1, 2... I ended up having like 5 different businesses.
I was going to say, like, out of 5 came to my mind, but I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was fun. I'm still mad that you never did my scent that I wanted, but it's fine.
Sorry. Between you and Trevin.
I know.
Which Trevin actually came to me and brought me a soap and was like, I don't care what you charge me. Just here's this and make bulk. candles. And I'm like, okay.
And so you had to dabble in, like, trying to match that scent.
Yeah, I did. That was fun, too. I like that kind of stuff,
Right.
though. I mean, like, you wouldn't think so, as much as I struggled with math in high school and did not like it. But now that I've gotten older, I like doing research, and I love, like, data studies and that kind of stuff. But no, that was a really good time, and then it just got to a point, and I do still miss it, but it just got to a point where, well, and I've talked about this in other episodes, where I just really struggle if I can't be all in one thing.
Yeah.
Like, I just, it bothers me a great deal to not be able to put all of my time and effort into something. And then, having kids, I tried, and I just felt like I was falling short in each avenue. So I'm like, I want to raise my kids. That's more important to me.
Yeah, do you think that when you did kind of stop or start having that thought process, because Taylin was little, I mean, still, so that was maybe good that you stopped before she could become mobile and actually...
Yeah, because I don't know how I would have done it.
But
I mean, I could have, but she would have had to go to daycare more. And the time that I take away from her would have had to be for candles and not for, like, me time or farm time, which would have been... I wouldn't have liked that either.
Yeah.
Because I already struggle with, like, things that don't make me any money. I don't want them to conflict with, like, farm stuff or family stuff.
Right.
Because, and we've talked about this, I think, on here, but, like, I know you and I personally have talked about, we are really good at prioritizing things, but one thing that I make sure is a priority, and you always know this about me, is, like, I prioritize family time. So, like, if it's a Sunday and we want to do something, like, I have no problem, and you're not surprised when I tell you, nope, this time is set aside for Tyler, Taylin, and I. And that's not anything that's abnormal. But, yeah, I mean, even when we planned going to the pumpkin patch, I was so excited about that, but it's like, gosh, what if it rains and this is the time I get with Tyler and I have to miss out on it because I have other obligations?
Right.
And I've always been that way. Like, same with going on a girls' trip. It's like, I really need this and it's going to be so fun, but I hate taking time away from Tyler and family. And that's something I'm slowly working on.
I think that you've been very, very, like... give yourself more credit with it, because I do think knowing you from 2 years ago, where you were just trying to mentally just survive.
Right.
Like,
yes.
You were not in a good spot to now, like, you're able to, rewind and be like, nope, I need this time.
Have my own life.
You were not able to say that 2 years ago.
Right. And that's where these, like, quote unquote side gigs or side hustles have been so, like, refreshing, because whether I want to look at it as, like, a side gig or, like, oh, yeah, I do PIA because I really love to help the community. Like, it's also for me, too. Like, that's time I can set aside. Like, it's not the farm. It's not being a mom. Me being a mom. It's not me being a wife. Like, this is just for me.
Yeah. And I think that's important, because same. I don't do my side hustles for the money.
No.
Or the financial obligation or the financial gain or whatever. But I don't want to be a wife of, and then whatever you want to fill Cody's title of, whether it's wife of Cody or wife of a CEO.
Our own identity.
I want to be the CEO.
Coming to a being, like, quote unquote outsiders, coming in. We want to make our own
name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that I'm glad that you brought that up, because I don't think I would have envisioned myself in such a small town when I was in high school, or even building up into high school. Like, I would not have realized that, oh, I'm going to actually do small town living.
Right.
Like, you see,
but you wanted to be rural.
I knew that I wanted to be, like, on a farm again, but I knew that, again, going back into, like, a few episodes ago, a farm to me was chickens in the backyard.
So you're thinking, like, you could be rural Omaha.
Yeah, I would have, like, an acreage outside. Yep. Yes, lovely. Perfect. Where I can still go to Target. Which, don't get me wrong,
I can kind of even, envy that a little bit, because just the convenience.
Yes.
We just don't have that here.
But, okay, also, I think that builds it up when you do have to go into, like, a larger city.
That's true, like, yeah.
You make a whole day out of it, because you're not going to drive an hour and a half to this location just to go get milk from the grocery store.
That's true. And maybe that's, like, time that we set aside for, like, our time, because we do extra things, because we know
Right.
It's that far away and we are not going to go there very often.
I love doing that drive sometimes.
Oh,
when
do you?
the weather is nice, of course,
Yes.
but so I can listen to my books because I am a big like audiobook
See,
person
I'm not,
too.
but I like podcasts a lot.
Right. But it's my time that I can completely shut off the world. Sometimes I distract drive, yes, and I'm answering emails. Yes.
You need a Chevy Traverse. So with
Cody,
Super
if
Cruise.
you're hearing the... No, I'm kidding.
Chevy, if you're listening, we're taking
Yeah.
sponsors.
Not GMC. I'm not doing another GMC again. But yeah, so if you have any like good car recommendations and you're hearing this, not that I'm in the market, but if the price is right, I'm in the market.
Yeah.
But no, I think, yes, the convenience of living, on the outer skirts of larger towns is great. But again, it goes back into having my own identity and having my own time and being able to do it.
Do you struggle at all with, because you do have so many like different ventures going on, do you struggle with that? Maybe not necessarily taking away from like farm time, but within that takes away from you and Cody time. So whereas I've really struggled with, oh gosh, I don't want to take away the little time that Tyler and I do get together. Or even like, the three of us, so we can have that intentional family time with both parents and Talon there. Do you feel like you have a struggle with that at all? Or does Cody maybe struggle with
Here's the thing. I
you
think
having so many ventures that you're, not there a lot?
Cody does not struggle with me he is 1000% so supportive of whatever I end up doing. I think it helps that Cody works off of the farm. Mm-hmm. So when he is down and I do have to like go away from the farm or be away, he's busy doing his own thing too.
Well, and with him working up here, it's not like he's home all day, every day.
Right.
Not that he wouldn't still be busy at home, but it's just different when...
I mean, you work a 9 to 5 and you still have 8 hours worth of work to come do when you get home.
Yeah.
And I say a 9 to 5. It's like 7:30, but he doesn't show up on time ever, realistically. But yeah, no, I don't. There are some times where there's just busy seasons that we get into and I'm like, I miss you. I just want some time together. I just want to sit down and I don't care if the TV is on, off, or if our phones are working, our phones.
You just want to be near each other.
If I can see the whites of your eyeballs, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And there's some days, and when I say days, I'm not kidding you, days that I go without even seeing my husband's whites of his eyeballs.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
But that's just normal, and that's Cody and I just operate that way, but we're such independent people.
You are.
And some of my friends are not. Like, some of my friends have to do things with their husbands all the time, and I'm like, if my husband was
I'm not
with me,
horrible, but...
No, but you're still independent enough to, like, still, you'll go to Lincoln by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Or you'll go run XYZ. And if that works for you and your husband, great,
or
lovely.
Like for the wedding that we went to in Manhattan. Like, I have no problem if it works better for Talon's schedule and I can see some family and get out a little bit. Like, Talon and I rented a camper and stayed in it for, we were there for how long before Tyler got there for the wedding.
Right.
Like, yeah, I miss him, but... my biggest struggle is Tyler really likes to, because obviously, like, on a non-busy season, he's working from 7 to 5 or 6 o'clock. I would like it to be 5, but it doesn't always work that way. But then when he comes home, he wants to work on, like John Deere Ops, or now with the, like, sales stuff that he's kind of dealing with now. So I've been trying to be better about that, just with, like I said, we're going to be talking about love languages here in a couple episodes. But yeah, Tyler's love languages is like, he wants me to give him that time. So like this week we've just been, he's been working on that, and it's been like 9, 10 o'clock before he gets off the computer, or that we actually, and yeah, we're right there beside each other, but I don't feel that like connection quality time. So last night I was just sitting by him after I got some podcast stuff done, and then he wanted the laptop to work on some stuff. Apparently we're going to have to get 2 laptops because this has been a struggle. But I just looked at him, I'm like, I miss you. He's like, I'm right here. And I said, I know, but I miss you. Yeah. I don't, like, I know I'm near you, and I know I'm, like, we're here, but, like, just that connection, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Sure, my husband comes home every night. I might not see the whites of his eyeballs
Yes.
again, you know, during
You
those
guys
super
sleep
busy.
together every night, but it's still, it's
It's
like,
not the same. Like, I want to have, like, an in-person conversation that I can
Yes.
hear your voice, that you're not sleep-talking voice. Like,
yes.
or loud breathing in my ear.
I think Tyler laughed in his sleep last night, and it scared me. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but he talks a lot in his sleep.
Thankfully, Cody does not. But,
Tyler does.
but yeah, no, I think again, Cody is so beyond supportive of everything that I do. And I
Good.
don't think he will ever say, like, I want you to scale back.
Right.
He's crazy, and he will say, like, you're crazy for doing this. Why do you sign me up for this?
Yeah.
But Brooke and I always have a joke. We're coming, or we just finished it actually, but deer season, opening season, we always have a wedding.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
Or opening day.
It's kind of the time.
It is.
I mean,
it's like prime wedding time,
yeah.
and the boys hate us for it. We always joke. Actually, just this last opening season, Brooke and Caleb had to go do a wedding, but Cody and I didn't because Brooke was already, like, friends with the bride and all of that stuff. So, like, Brooke kind of took over that one and did her thing, and I was just like, see you later, bye. Like, I'm gonna stay home.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, that's fine. So, but we joked with the guys that, yeah, we're gonna have this big giant wedding on deer season opening
For
day.
this year?
Yeah, and they
funny.
just get so pissed every single time. But so that's the
Mine
other time.
never fails for me either. I always have
Something.
Yeah, but whether it's birthdays or, just something going on that weekend too. That was another thing I was going to talk about too, was, like, side hustles within the farm, I think. And I've talked about this before, like, just always trying to, I just don't know what I'm going to do after kids.
Yeah, I think that's like a identity, I don't want to say identity crisis, but identity crisis that some moms go through.
Yeah.
Especially ones that stay home.
Yeah, because, like, right now I have my, like, quote-unquote side gigs where I have, like, my couple different mom groups and whatnot, and, like, you know, just, like, helping within the church we go to, and I hope to, like, just, you know, grow in that and take on, like, bigger roles for that. But I just feel like when it's not such a 24/7, like, constant need, like, their needs of me, I just don't feel like it'll be enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe that changes, you know, like, maybe they'll do sports and stuff, and so, like, I'll be busy with that, and then, like, you know, whenever I decide to send them to school, you know, maybe just activities, or maybe I'll be doing stuff with the school. I don't know. So maybe there will, and maybe, too, I'll find more of that side hustle as far as, like, more income, whether that's for the farm or outside of the farm. I don't know. I don't see myself going, like, I don't know, what's the best words for this? There's too many avenues that our farm could take for me to have any want to go outside and have a job. Whereas I would rather put my efforts into the farm.
Right.
Than outsource, I guess.
I think that's
And even
fair.
helping, like, as far as, I mean, like, us not having to hire another guy through harvest or planting, like, I guess I would just rather do that.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, no reason for me to go get a job when I'm just going to be taking that paycheck to pay somebody else to be working on our farm.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just, you know how I am. I'm, like, a 10-year person, and I'm so type A and, like, perfectionist that I'm, like, I just want to know. Like, can I just have a list? God, can you send me my list of, like, what I'm going to be doing every year for the next 10
years?
So
I can plan for it, please? Yeah.
Prepare myself.
Yeah. I think no matter what, any side hustle that you're going to end up doing, whether that's on the farm or not on the farm.
Or paid or not paid. Like,
right.
Whether that's just a club or a...
But it's a safety net not only for your emotional and mental well-being, but it's also a sanity check for yourself.
Yeah. And like we said, gives you that sense of identity and for just you. And
you need that safety net there that's not going to fail, even though, God forbid, that the corn crops fail.
Right.
Or it just allows you to have that feeling of independence and to grow as your own self and your own identity is just it's a wild thing. Again, whether you're getting paid for it or not, all of these groups or all of these things, book club to mom's club to Bible study, all of the things that you're doing, they're great, and they're providing some sort of intellectual ability or intellectual like thing to you that you're able to grasp onto and like learn something from. And I think that's
just like an outlet.
Yeah, to be your own self.
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
I think my question for listeners is, I mean, are you similar to us? Are you like, what are your side gigs? What are your side hustles? And to add on to that, how do they coincide?
Like coexist?
Coincide, yeah. Yeah. The words today are just not it for me.
It's okay.
With your farms, or do they? You know, are they completely different from your farm? Do they go along with your farm? And if so, how do you navigate that?
Yeah.
As a mom or as not a mom yet?
I would also be interested to hear what are some wild side hustle ideas that are just ideas out there right now, and like what's stopping you from starting them, because there could be a lot of different things stopping you from starting them. But that's true. I would love to hear some ideas. Not that I'm stealing a business idea. I don't want it to be like that, but just something that I can support you from afar or from near if you're around the area. But yeah, that's a good thought. I'm interested to see what comments we get back. For sure. That's all my thoughts for episode 12, I think. Yeah, I think it was a good talking session. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. See you next time.
They say a farmer's work is never done. Well, neither is ours. Come back next week for a new episode of Life Between the Rows.